river rats. It feels more like summer than fall, but the days are getting shorter, and it's kind of funny to me how the fish seem to have a better understanding of what Mother Nature is going to do than the weatherman does. And even though it's still kind of warm, they seem to have seasonal preferences for certain baits, and I'm going to show you my favorite ones for this time of year and how I catch them. So let's go. So we're going sneebing today. There's a lot of different baits that are really good in the fall. Shad's really good. Suckers can be real good. But today we're gonna go catch some sneebs, some creek chubs, I think is what most people call them. Anyway, the most effective thing to keep in mind, most important thing to keep in mind when you're fishing for sneebs is you can't use too fancy of a fishing pole, because I feel like they'll sense your snobbishness and won't bite as good. So I got this one out of the bargain bin about a decade ago for $5, and then this reel was a garage sale find, and I think it's 14 years old, and this combo's caught more fish than any other rod and reel combo I own by far. It's not even close. That might have been a little tongue-in-cheek and a little bit of a joke, but if you use cheap stuff that you're not attached to, you can just throw it in the bed of your truck and leave it there, and when you have an opportunity to get bait, you have the means to catch bait, and I think that's important. So all you really need is rod and reel and a bucket. For rigging though, nothing crazy. Little foam float, some split shot, little Aberdeen hook. I think it's like a number 10. Seems like you hook your bait better with the smaller Aberdeen hooks than you do with the jigs if you wanted to go a jig route. Now if you're gonna fish for green sunfish, jigs are tough to beat because, or bullheads, so it keeps them from swallowing it, which is important. Where I'm from, in Iowa, and then lots of other states are kind of following suit, you got to bring your own water. You can transport bait, but you can't transport bait and water from the body water you caught it. You got to put it in your own treated tap water. So I use Better Bait to treat my water. There's a lot of different options out there, but this is reasonably priced when you buy it in bulk, and then it seems to do a good job. I think it's just salt with like a chlorine remover and a coloring, but you know, the convenience of just buying it instead of making your own, I just buy it. Works good. And then all you need is some crawlers or some corn. I like crawlers the best, just because you can get other stuff with the crawlers. Anything will eat a night crawler, and we just gotta go get them. Okay. We are here. There's just a little pool over here that I don't know, I can already see them swimming around in there, so that's a good sign. One of the best ways to find them is to be able to see them with your eyes and know they are there. But if you can't see them or you don't catch them, mobility is important. When I'm on these little creeks, all I bring is a little minnow bucket. If I fill it up, I'll walk back to the truck and put them in the big bait tank, but this makes it easier for me to bounce from spot to spot, and generally that's a little more effective. We'll see how effective it is. Just take you a little piece of crawler, thread her on. That's it, right there. Nothing crazy. And if they're here and they're hungry, it doesn't take very long. I see some absolute giants swimming around in there though. Let's see if we can get a few to bite. Oh, yep, instant, perfect. And that is exactly what we're looking for. The sneeb. These are awesome live baits, they're awesome cut baits, they're just awesome baits, and they'll catch fish year round. It seems like in the fall they get a little tougher. I will say they are still somewhat more delicate, so handle them with wet hands. Try to handle them as little as possible and get them in the bucket as quick as possible. And even if we catch a bunch here, there's another hole I want to go give a try. Yep, perfect. I like it when you don't have to spend too much time. That's one thing about catching bait, like even when it's easy, it takes a while. So the quicker, more efficient you can be, the more time you get to fish. But it ain't nothing complicated. Go to a little creek, look for a deeper hole. Deeper holes can be lots of places. They can be behind a riffle. They can be a bend in the river, a spot where a tree falls in, a spot where water shoots through a culvert. I mean, any of them can be good. Oh, that was a big one. Dang it. Well, he might have ate the split shot. They do that sometimes. Pulled the split shot down. There we go. Oh, little green sunfish. Another common creek inhabitant. I love these for catfish too, just much larger ones. So he goes back. Ooh, big whatever you are. Oh, another green sunfish. You are large enough. Glad I set the hook when I did. They're pretty good at swallowing hooks. That's more of a bait-sized one right there. And a fun fish to catch. Like, I mean, sure I call this doing chores, but this is my favorite chore. Wow, there's a lot of sunfish in here. Tons of life. He ain't quite big enough. And all of these things can be used as bait, but different times of year I like different things. Oh, that's a bluegill. Species number 3. And you never know what kind of sunfish species you'll run across in little creeks like this. I mean, green sunfish are the standard. There's oodles of them. But you get pumpkin seeds and red ears, and well, not so much red ears, but pumpkin seeds are probably the highlight. They're the prettiest. I'll put on a little bit bigger chunk of crawler. Set it a little bit shallower. What are you? That's what we want right there. The sneeb. Not a mega, but a very serviceable size that you can do a lot with. Use them alive, use them cut. If I could get 2 dozen of them, I would be a very, very happy camper. Literally, because I'm going to take them camping. Well, you're bigger, so I'm keeping you whatever you are. Ooh, big Sunny. Did you swallow it? It's a little deeper than what I want, but we'll see if he makes it. It's the balance. Yeah, that's a nice one. Definitely a cat bait sized one. Oh, that's bigger something. I think these larger creek chubs I was thinking I was seeing are all bigger green sunfish, but that's all right. Not a bad fall live bait, or live bait anytime really. Yeah, that's a very serviceable sized one. Okay, in the bucket. All right, where's the big ol' sneebs at? Not it. There's some big stuff swimming around down there. Oh, I see a school of them. Let me get my bait over there.
These little sunfish making life a little difficult for accomplishing what I want to accomplish. There we go. No, that was a good one. He cartwheeled off the hook. Oh, sunfish just hit my bobber. What are you? You are what I want. That's a good one too. That is, if I could get 2 dozen just like that, life would be wonderful. Life's pretty sweet already, but it would definitely be enhanced. I always feel, you know, just a little happier when I got good bait. I think all the commotion has spooked the sneebs further down the pool, so I try to, oh no, try to cast in a tree. All right, got her out, cool. Try to cast it past the tree. There we go. Oh, I got one looking at it. Yep, got him. Oh! Perfect. Are you? Yep. Sweet. We're on a little bit of a roll. I like it. Wiggly. Now that minnow bucket, I don't know if I'd put more than like a dozen in there, and only for a short period of time. So I don't even know if we'll put a dozen in there. Probably just a couple more, then I'll haul them back to the truck and eat it. Oh yeah, giant. Wow, big dog. He never pulled the bobber under, I just saw him toting it around. That's one perk of the polarized shades. These are water lands. What I really like about them is they block the sun out the side. The sun's right that way, and I'm looking this way and it keeps out of the side of my eyes. I can see the fish I'm wanting to catch. Is it necessary to catch them? Absolutely not. Does it make you more effective and make fishing more enjoyable? 1,000,000%. And I do have a promo code in the description, saves you 15%. Had him. All this talk about being a more effective angler, and then I missed the very next one. Sounds about right. Imagine how many I'd miss if I wasn't wearing these shades. Ooh, big sunfish. Please don't be swallowed. It's deep, but in the roof of the mouth. Yeah. Another dandy of a creek sunfish. Okay. He's hooked deep, so I just cut it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk back to the truck and grab me another hook, put them in the big bait tank, come back here and maybe make a slight move. All right, I got a new hook. There's another thing. You don't have to be stealthy to catch creek chubs, like you really don't, but if you don't stomp around and walk quietly, you won't spook them as bad and you'll catch them quicker. And again, I keep reverting back to being as quick and efficient as possible. We got 11 baits so far. Real good HQBs, that's high quality baits. And I'd like to at least double that. In a perfect world, triple it. Ooh, there's one. That's another HQB right there. Wet my hands. It does make them more slippery, but they do a lot better when they keep their slime coat. Oop, get in there. I'm a believer you treat your bait good, your bait treats you good. It might be all unnecessary stuff, but I'm also a big fan of doing things that require minimal or no effort or time that might help. Like things that are essentially 100% upside with very little down, like with no perceived downside. Yeah, I like doing those things. That Sneeb didn't care. He just took my bait. It's like, that's nice, Spencer. So I've seen some giant creek chubs swimming around, but just tons of bluegills too. Is that him? Yep, that'll work. He's not a giant, but he's pretty darn nice. Yeah. Creek chubs are just big, vicious minnows. I know some people fish for them with fly gear. I'm sure that'd be fun, but doubt it's going to be as efficient as the old spin pole. So I'll stick with the old spin pole. What are you? Sunny. I think my next dog, whenever that day comes, is going to be named Sunny, which will be short for green sunfish. If you didn't know, my dog Skip, his name is short for skipjack herring. Well, that sucks. Just lost my bobber to a tree. I'm gonna go grab my stuff, drop them off again, and do this over again. Probably gonna slide down the bank just a little bit. We are back in business. And on this angle, this side, I can kind of see what I'm casting at a little bit better. There are some giant creek chubs in here. 8 million green sunfish. Eat it. Got them. Good work. Not the giant creek chubs. There's not a ton of them. And they're kind of running from me. But that's a pretty good consolation prize bait right there. And since I could clearly see him eat it, it helps with not gut hooking as many, although it's amazing how quick they can get it down their throat. Okay. Yeah, them sunfish are a lot less spooky than the old Sneebs. I don't see any. I don't see any big greenies either. They were sneaking over here a little bit ago. Where'd they go? I don't know. I think we're gonna move. Try another spot. I do find it kind of interesting how the creek chubs will get spooky pretty quick. Sunfish, they don't care. They ain't scared of nothing. See some little guys swimming around in this pool, nothing big. That's a decent one. Problem is too, if you can see them, they can see you. Guess that's only a problem if they won't bite. There you go. Some of these bigger creek chubs could be suckers, and they're really good bait too. I just don't have a net. Oh yeah, they're in the sticks. They're bailing. Yeah, they're spooked, they're gone. They weren't giants, I'm not super sad about it. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not super sad about it. Yeah, keep looking. Got time to check out one or two more little spots, and I gotta get back home. Well, it wasn't exactly quiet through here either, but we'll see if we can get one to bite anyway. Again, the sunfish are on it. Oh, that's a creek chub. Yep, sweet. Okay. Oh, just like that. At least one seems a little more tolerant of me walking around through here. Oh, there's a giant, or is that a sucker? Oh, bluegill. Yeah, there's a big sucker in there, like a 1 to 2 pounder. I'm standing in mud. It smells terrible, if anybody was wondering. Now, you don't necessarily need to go on an adventure like this to catch creek chubs, but where I live, sometimes you do. Oh yeah, there's some big old schneebs over there. That's not a schneeb. That one might be a bass. Actually, I'm almost positive that's a largemouth. Kind of want to catch him just so we can add another species. He's very cautious. Oh, that was my creek chub. What are you? Bluegill? Ain't nothing wrong with the bluegill, but if I got options. There we go. Yeah, if I have the possibility of reeling these things in, I'm gonna use these guys. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. My hands feel extra slippery, so straight in the tub. Yeah, there's quite a few of them in there. It's a lot of everything, though. You know, that would have been a sunfish worth keeping. Would like 6 or 7 more. Oh no. Snagged on a stick. Okay. Did I bust off or get unsnagged? Got unsnagged. I spook everything out of there. Not everything, just the big stuff. Just the stuff I want to catch. One more cast here and got one more spot to check out. Oh yeah, you'll work. Glad I made one more cast. Oh, I see a couple in there. That would be prime candidates. Yep, not a creek chub. It's one of them green creek chubs. Can't use you for bait though, at least not this size. Species number 4 out of a dinky little creek. That's kind of fun. See ya. I was 99.9% positive that was a bass in here, but I wanted to see him up close and personal to know for sure. I didn't make it very far. Saw a pile of them in here. And other stuff too. Ooh, yep. You'll work. I think we only need a couple more. Can probably only facilitate a couple more for my trip. Ooh, that's a big one. And the bluegills moved in. Gosh, that was like a 1 pound creek chub that zipped in there. They're very cautious. Well, that's not a 1 pounder, but that's it'll do pounder. Okay, If I could get one more, I think that'll do it. Where'd they go? They go hide in the sticks. There's plenty of sticks to hide in. There's a few. Oh no. I had one, I whiffed him, it came back and hit the fishing rod, and we now have a quilt to untangle. Getting there. So actually might not be that bad. I don't know if this is better than doing, it's better to wrap it around your fishing rod or a tree. Oh, there's a good one. Or are you bass? You're a bass. A fat bass. What are you? Sunfish. No, bluegill. When I did check when I got back to the vehicle, these are number 6 Aberdeens, in case anybody really wants to know. And this will hook these and do a pretty good job of hooking the creek chubs. How far do I want to walk to catch one or two more? There's at least a couple swimming around here. I don't see them at this exact moment, but this glare is making it hard to see even with good shades. Ooh. Yo. You're not as big as I wanted, but your buddy who was right behind you was. You're definitely not going to work. We'll walk up around the corner. There's a good deep hole up here. I imagine there'll be some in it. This used to be a really deep hole. See a few swimming around in it. Shallow my bob up quite a bit. Oh yeah, there we go. That was nice and quick. This isn't a super deep spot, but apparently it's deep enough. Easy, champ. Said one or two more, one or two ago. If I can get a few more, I'm going to get a few more. I see a bunch of them swimming up there now. If I can keep picking them off without spooking them, I'd be able to pick up several. Man, there's some giants in here too, buddy. Well, they're trying to steal it from each other. It's a good sign. They're feeling active. I wish you guys could see all this. I could put a polarized lens on this thing, but with the glare we got, I don't even think it'd matter that much. I'm just seeing like little bits and pieces of them. Yep. Gotta get them while the getting's good. Wow, these are giants. I like it. Yeah. Those sunfish? Oh yeah, the sunfish are coming out. There's a sneeb. Get over here. Our bait bucket's about maxed out. See if we get one more. Well, nope, bait just fell off. That's my sign. Save some for next time. I'm gonna head home and I'll show you the bait tank I keep them in between trips. It's pretty simple, relatively inexpensive, very effective. It's got to be simple if somebody like me can put one together. give them a breather. Well, guys, we did pretty good on the bait front. I'm gonna put these dudes in their new home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. Yeah, I unplugged it so you can actually hear, but that's the bait jacuzzi I've used for a long time. It treats me pretty good. It really ain't much to it. It's a rubber tub, made a lid to keep the creek chubs from jumping out. The other hot tip is don't fill it up all the way if you got creek chubs in it. Give them a little separation. I have a 1,500 gallon per hour. I also have a neighbor with a hot rod. It's a cool car, but yeah, 1,500 gallon per hour pump. The general rule of thumb is 10 to 1. So if you have 100 gallons, you want 1,000 gallon per hour. So it circulates 10 times per hour. But I've noticed bumping up the mechanical filtration helps out a lot. And that pumps the water through this clear hose into the kitty litter box. And I'm a fan of the kitty litter buckets because they're flat on the sides. It's not rounded and it doesn't leak as bad, although it still leaks pretty bad. But I got that sitting on some starboard that I screwed onto the top, and then the water feeds through this PVC pipe. It's got holes and water shoots out the side. And then I have activated charcoal filters on top of Scotch-Brite pads, on top of more activated charcoal, on top of rocks. That's my media. I don't know how important it is. Like, I don't know, that works, especially when you bump up the mechanical filtration really high like I did. Then I got an aerator because extra aeration doesn't hurt a thing. But yeah, that's the general walkthrough of the bait tub, the fall baits. Now I'm ready to go fishing. I also have to pee. Anyway, I'll plug this in for these guys. That's her in her glory right there. Keeps everybody happy. All right, I'm gonna go get cleaned up, packed up, ready for the next fishing trip tomorrow morning, but hopefully something in that gives you some help, some value, help you catch a few fish, maybe some bigger fish, or I don't know, hopefully you just enjoyed it too. But I appreciate the heck out of you taking time to watch. That part means a ton, for real. Hope you catch a giant.